Good morning. Well, when Sam asked me to speak on red tapes and bureaucracy, and the word my colleague used here, I was thinking a lot as to what should I speak, because honestly speaking, there are two aspects to bureaucracy in India, and one should understand the fact that doing business is very bureaucratic, but as a consumer, which all of you fall under the category of consumers, because you are the one who comes to India and consumes the services. So hence, as far as bureaucracy is concerned, I feel let us first understand and get this doubt cleared from our minds, that you as a consumer who would come to India to avail of any of the services of the clinics or the hospitals would face the most minimum bureaucratic hurdles. And I can list out here not more than 2 instances where you come across with the government of India. Well, if you want to set up a clinic or a business in India, then I'm sorry, my friends. Like, yes, we do have a hierarchy of bureaucracy which we have inherited from the Britishers. They have left, but the bureaucracy is still there, and we take pride in that. Nonetheless, but consumer is a king, and I think so we have all realized it. And I can see so many people here who have come to India, who have experienced the Indian scenario, and I'm sure they can vouch for it. Now, as of now, Indian government has not enacted any law on surrogacy. Now, well, it's a double-edged sword here. On one hand, the governments of European countries, government of Australia, they all want India to enact a law so that they alleged, the exploitation angle, which a lot of people fear about, can be taken care. But nevertheless, the industry has done self-regulation. The clinics and the hospitals have completely shown the keen interest in following the ICMR guidelines, which are in a way very good guidelines. So far, no bureaucracy because no government law, and the government interference is minimal. Again, one more reason why the government doesn't want to interfere at the moment is primarily because medical tourism is booming in India. Surrogacy is just one of the many aspects of medical tourism. We are seeing a lot of patients coming from Europe for other treatments as well. So they have identified this as a sunrise industry after IT industry. So hence the government doesn't really want to regulate it as of now. But yes, I want to speak about the legislation, which will definitely be part of the government's agenda. Now, involvement of government at the best at 3 levels. One is the birth certificate, foreign registration office, FRRO or exit permit, and the visa. Now, I'm not a visa expert, but I also know that one thing for the sure fact that whoever comes to India, I don't think they have so much of problem in getting the visa from the government of India. Now, there are various types of visas, and I think so many of you would come on a tourist visa, which I would always advise because it's much easier to get a tourist visa than a medical visa. Now, yesterday someone mentioned about surrogacy visa. Well, I'm not aware about that category as of now. I don't think so the government has officially categorized any visa as a surrogacy visa. It is broadly a medical visa. And if you come on a medical visa, there may be restrictions because you may have to disclose some facts which you may be uncomfortable in disclosing. You may have to disclose some locations. It's a very new area. Okay, a lot of people come to India on tourist visas, and going and meeting a doctor is part of your tourist activity. Trust me, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from going to any hospital, any clinic, and you can very well categorize this as a tourist activity. So no legal problems. Now, the birth certificate, very, very important aspect for all the parents, single parents, couples, gay parents. Now, it's very easy, and you may think I'm just saying this, but I'm sure you know this, that most of the packages which the clinics offer, the birth certificate is part of it, which means that you really don't have to go and stand in a queue to get the birth certificate. The way it works is the birth certificate is issued under the Births and Deaths Registration Act 1969. Now, it is the job of the clinic to intimate the municipality about the birth certificate. It is not your job. Okay? The law has been specifically given the responsibility upon intimation of the birth certificate upon the hospital. So every week, every baby which is born in every hospital in India has to intimate about the birth to the nearest municipality. So you really don't have to get into that. The hospital does it, the superintendent of the hospital does it, he seals it, he signs a paper, and there is a register which goes every week to the local municipal office where the concerned clerk enters the data in the register, and you can go and issue the birth certificate at any counter, computerized counters, and it is just matter of 50 Indian rupees, which is less than $1. Today the dollar is 54, Aussie dollar is 54 to rupees, so Indian 50 rupees is less than that. So it's so simple. And again, the second point on this, the name of the intended parent, that is genetic parents, appear on the birth certificate. If you are a single, then the name of the other spouse remains blank. Now here, there are some differences. In some cities, they put the name of the donor, but in Mumbai, from where I come, the other spouse name remains blank. We don't put any name. It's just the name. If it is a gestational surrogacy, both the parents have contributed genetically, then your both name comes as parents on the birth certificate. The form has to be filled in. It's just very simple form. It's a printed form which is available. It is downloadable on the websites, and the hospital has to know exact details. So before the hospital sends the register to the municipality, you have to fill in a form, give the hospital exact name with proper grammar, and because we come across a lot of clients who give us a name in their original, in their mother tongue, which becomes very difficult for us to understand. So hence the clarity is requested, and if you give the exact name, fill in the form properly, or take the assistance of the hospital staff, I think so it becomes very easy for the people to register the birth certificate. Now, as per the Act, it is very difficult to change the birth certificate. Like I have mentioned, there are only two cases where the birth certificate can be changed. One is in the case of a spelling mistake and other grammatical errors. And for that as well, you need an affidavit, which means you have to swear it in front of a notary or go to a magistrate and stand before him and swear the affidavit, and then go to the municipality, and then they will issue a corrected or amended birth certificate. So it is extremely difficult, so be very careful, give the proper details, fill in the form in legible handwriting so that the government officials really don't have a problem in understanding your handwriting. Now another issue is the Foreigner Registration Office. Under the Foreigners Act in India, every foreigner who comes has to register. Now, at the time of immigration, automatically you register because you present your papers so they understand. But your baby is born in India, and hence when you come to pick up the baby has not cleared the immigration. So hence you have to go to the Foreigner Registration Office to register the baby. And hence, it is again a very simple procedure. I say it's simple because again it's part of the packages that you are given. Like for example, my package includes these services as well. So it's something which is done by the lawyers or the clinic staff or the hospital staff, and it is a very routine procedure. Like someone mentioned yesterday about some of the cases which have gone problematic, like the French case, Dr. Sudhir Ajja mentioned about that. But I think so it's one of the cases, and I have done more than 300 cases in last 6 years for all the clinics in Mumbai. I have to work for almost 80% of the clinics in Mumbai, and in my understanding, not a single case has got stuck or stranded. These are the surrogacy is being done in India since last 10 years, from 2002 when the first ICMR draft came. And in that, if you see the period of last 10 years, only 3 cases, the average is pretty good. I don't think so 3 cases in 10 years is a bad average. And if you go to the Foreigner Registration Office with the following documents, no one will make you wait for more than 2 hours. The 2 hours is only for the queue, because there are other parents like you who have come there. So in Mumbai, from where I come, there is a lounge which is being run by Thomas Cook for parents like you who come, because the Mumbai police who runs the FRRO has probably understood the importance of making your life a little comfortable. So hence they have outsourced the initial screening to Thomas Cook. I'm sure you must have heard this name. And hence it is very easy. There is a counter. Once you go, there's a beautiful lady who sits there. She checks all your papers. If all the papers are in fine position, then she will ask you to go inside the lounge. The lounge has got 5 terminals where you have to fill in an online form. By the time you fill in the form, the others are there inside the police officer's cabin. There are 5 to 6 cabins where they are given the tokens. As soon as your token is called out, by the time you go inside, the fellow already has your form online. So he will just verify your passports. He will check, he will tally your pictures on the passport, he will see the baby, he will see the tickets that you have taken, he will see the temporary travel documents that your embassy has given, and if everything is in place, he will just put one small blue color stamp. And only 2 hours, that's it. It's not much, trust me. These are the documents. Now, the police is little strict, so if you have all these documents in place, mind well that this is not an exhaustive list, because the rationale is that the police officer has to get convinced about your authenticity. So there is really no list of documents. This is the general documents that we have culled out of our experience in dealing with surrogacy cases. Now some of you must have got a list of documents, but I feel that you should rely on the fact there is only simple logic. He will ask you all the papers which would identify your status, which means your passport, your baby's photographs, your hospital records, your surrogacy contract, your birth certificates. These are the very important documents. And in my experience, 99.99% of the cases, all of you come extremely well prepared, because it's really not a problem, because they all are very conscious about the fact that you have to sit before a police officer for 5 minutes. Well, they are not very threatening at all, because it's a FRRO, they are not the ones with the guns. So